Pecos River is the state's largest river that actually originates in this state. We have the Rio Grande and others that come and pass through, but this is our river. And many communities from the headwaters all the way down to the oil fields in southern New Mexico depend on that water. Learning to swim in the river was my earliest memory. I still remember the life vest being put on me, a little orange life vest, and him putting me in the river and my mom waiting downstream a little to catch me as I floated down. And then when I was younger, there was the not so fun work about being down at the river was cleaning the acequia, because it's hard work, and when you're young you just want to play in the acequia. You really don't want to work hard and clean the acequias. As you got older and able to get a escape from the house a little bit more, we'd escape to the river. I can feel my dad there. I can feel my mom there. I can feel the times that have been healing for me there. I've evolved into a farmer, someone who grows, someone who needs water, someone who just appreciates water, someone who doesn't see water as a commodity and just something wet that flows down for me to enjoy. It's taken a role from recreational source, something that's there, something that's beautiful, to everything, to where it's life or it's something that I'm fighting for.
I grew up with acequias. I grew up with farming. I grew up with apple trees and apricot trees and canning. This is ag land, and that's what the sole purpose of all these properties is, to maintain that agricultural life that we are fed and we preserve through the Pecos River.
On June 24th, we would have the procession. We'd pull out the San Juan from the church, and we'd have a procession down into the river. And then the priest would bless the river. Couldn't go swim in the river until at least Dia de San Juan, after the waters were blessed. We have villages all along the Pecos River, and each little community is unique in its way, but we all share the same goal, and that's raising crops for our animals, raising crops for ourselves. I helped my grandfather and my uncles a lot in the fields, so we were always irrigating and maintaining the bosque at the end of the fields. That way the animals could get into the river and drink whenever we had them there in the fields for pasture. We were always in the river just swimming or fishing, and enjoying ourselves.
I remember growing up, I used to farm with my parents, 5 acres of chili, 5 acres of cucumbers. And now I try to farm 1 acre and can't do it because we run out of water in the summer and you can't irrigate it, so you can't really do any dependable farming, and that's a big issue.
The snowpack is pretty much gone by April. If I recall correctly, as a boy, I remember the snowpack being up there almost year round, if not at least well into July. And it's affected the people's ability to grow crops as they used to, and the types of crops that they're growing. And I think people are just trying to adapt with the river flow, with the water flow.
Changes I've seen is the drought, the use of the acequias, the water, the change of use of water, population growth, of course, many more people coming into the area, so that counts for more trash, more potential for the river to be contaminated. But I also have seen great efforts such as the Pecos Canyon State Park. I've seen a lot of people that have moved into the community with a lot of passion that want to protect it. So all in all, it's been a roller coaster ride, but I think we're getting to a place where we have good people within this community that can help basically navigate many of these changes that we've seen in the past.
I think people are losing touch with preservation methods of food. When I was growing up, all of the crops that we would grow in the fields and on the fruit trees, we would empacar, we would jar them, can them and dry them. And I don't see anybody do that anymore, hardly.
We sometimes treat our bodies bad in what we eat, but that's our judgment. The river doesn't have that say so, and so that takes us to be the better stewards.
There was a spill in the 90s from the Terrero mine. A lot of contaminated water went into the river. And I remember at the time the concerns of my grandfather and of my brothers and uncles about watering their fields with that water because they knew it was contaminated, but they still had to provide for their animals, you know.
Concerns me most is not the threat itself, because we know that the threat of mining is going to continue as we need minerals, and we're looking for more of a local source within the United States instead of outsourcing everything, oil and gas. Those threats are always going to be here. The threat is people not caring. That's what worries me the most. People not maintaining the acequias, people letting that aspect of food, and then we're just getting all our food outsourced. So that's my biggest worry, is the lack of participation and the lack of care.
I would just really like to see us community-wise come together, the acequias come together. I think all of that is really going to sustain and encourage the preservation, but it's got to be done right. They have to be done with a level of consciousness that we just don't take, but that we always give back.
I know many, including myself, find so much peace in the river. We're always looking for answers, and many times a good session sitting down, listening to that water will bring those answers to you. Water is life, and that is the culture that needs to be respected the most. It's life, and it's life for everyone.